Rain hits the glass, hard, violent, relentless. A man walks into a room full of killers. No introduction, no announcement, just presence. Silence spreads before fear does. No one moves, no one breathes, because they know. This is the man who once erased an entire empire over a dog. This is the man who killed 3 men in a bar with a pencil. Not power, not weapons, just focus. His eyes lock for 3 seconds, and suddenly, control shifts. No shouting, no dominance display, just eye contact. 3 seconds, and the room belongs to him. That man is John Wick. But this story isn't about violence. It's about something far more dangerous. Presence, and how in 3 seconds, you can control any room. Before the suits, before the guns, before the myth, there was a man trying to disappear. In John Wick, he wasn't Baba Yaga. He was a widower, a broken man. Grief had already destroyed him long before anyone else tried. This wasn't weakness, it was emotional collapse, the kind that rewires your posture, your breathing, your eyes. He wasn't loud, he wasn't dominant, he was empty, and emptiness is silent. That's where the real transformation begins, not in action, but in stillness. Then comes humiliation, a random encounter at a gas station, a simple conversation. Nice car, denied, dismissed, disrespected. That night, they take everything, his car, his peace, his last emotional anchor, and something shifts, not loudly, quietly, like a switch flipping in the dark. Pain doesn't always explode. Sometimes it focuses. Sometimes it sharpens you into something unrecognizable. In John Wick, Chapter 2, there's a scene, a crowded party, neon lights flashing, music shaking the walls, chaos everywhere. But in the middle of it, John stands still. He doesn't chase attention, he doesn't scan nervously. His eyes lock. Target. 3 seconds. That's all it takes. Behavioral psychology calls this the dominance gaze window. Around 2.5 to 3.5 seconds of uninterrupted eye contact signals authority at a subconscious level. Too short, and you look unsure. Too long, and you look unstable. But 3 seconds, you look in control. John doesn't stare randomly. He chooses. And that choice changes everything. Rejection, pain, pressure. Every assassin in the world hunting him. A $14 million bounty on his head. No allies, no safety. In John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum, he's bleeding, running, surrounded. Dogs chasing, engines roaring, blades cutting through flesh. But look closer. Even when he's injured, his eyes don't panic. They calculate. Because presence is not built in comfort, it's built in chaos. When your mind has been trained under pressure, your external behavior becomes controlled under stress. He's not calm because life is easy. He's calm because he's been broken enough times that nothing surprises him anymore. Then comes the identity peak, the moment where a man becomes a legend. In John Wick, Chapter 4, he walks into a duel, not as a victim, not as a fugitive, but as inevitability. His suit is torn, his body is exhausted, every step carries pain, but his eyes remain unshaken. 3 seconds of eye contact with death itself. No fear, no hesitation, just acceptance and control. This is the highest level of power, not noise, not aggression, but quiet certainty. But every peak hides a fall. Even legends bleed. Even John Wick slows down. The body weakens. The world catches up. And suddenly, presence alone isn't enough. This is where most people break, not because they're weak, but because they built an image instead of an identity. When pressure rises, the image cracks. Only truth survives. Transformation doesn't come from becoming someone else. It comes from removing everything that's fake until only clarity remains. John Wick didn't become confident, he became clear. Clear about what matters, clear about what doesn't. And that clarity reflects through his eyes. No distraction, no hesitation, just intent. So the 3-second eye contact hack isn't a trick, it's a reflection. If your mind is scattered, your eyes will break first. If you seek approval, your gaze will drop. If you fear judgment, your focus will shift. But if you are clear, truly clear, you can look anyone in the eye for 3 seconds and say nothing, yet communicate everything. The next time you walk into a room, don't speak first. Don't rush to prove yourself. Just pause. Find one person, hold eye contact. 1, 2, 3, and watch what happens. Because power isn't in what you say, it's in what you don't need to say. John Wick didn't control rooms because he was the most violent man alive. He controlled them because he was the most present man alive. And when you master that, you don't just enter rooms, you change their gravity.